Hi, and welcome to Genos Picks. I know, moments before Colts kickoff, it's one of our picks, and I know we're not in the studio. Joe's on a well-deserved vacation. But you're here, and I know why. Because I'm 15-5 over the past 3 weeks, and we're making money. So let's get right to it. My first pick, tonight, in a few minutes for kickoff, the Colts are giving 5.5 to the Titans in Tennessee. Look, I know lately Peyton Manning's passing has been about as accurate as voting results from Florida. Am I right? Not too good, a little off the mark. Probably about as accurate as the Nazis' retelling of the Holocaust. Exactly. They cover up a lot. And he's been off the mark, but one thing's been consistent. You know what that is? How bad the Tennessee Titans have been. Yet no one seems to notice. And I'll tell you why I think that is. Because so many star names come up when you talk about the Titans, but it's all their controversy off the field. Britt's playing great, but he's out. Randy Moss is a great player, not producing. Vince Young and Fisher fighting, and you put so much attention on that, you don't realize that when they take the field, the Titans are quietly giving up and vanishing into oblivion. In fact, the last time I saw someone give up this quietly, Anne Frank was playing charades, and the clue was knock on wood. Exactly, not going well for the Titans, guys. Take the Colts, lay the 4.5. My next pick, the Falcons are giving 7.5 to the Carolina Panthers in Carolina. Yeah, what more do you need to know about the Falcons? All they do is have impressive wins. They beat the division-leading Ravens. They beat the division-leading Packers. They had a huge comeback win on the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay against their defense. They're probably the best team in football. But one thing you can't argue is the Panthers are the worst team in football, okay? It's all coming apart. Clausen's not a starting quarterback, at least not yet. D'Angelo Williams is out, so Jonathan Stewart has no one to spell him, and the running game is suffering. And Jonathan Fox knows he's not long for this world. Really? You don't believe me? I'm not saying Jonathan Fox knows his job is in the shitter, but just this Tuesday, his resume came out on WikiLeaks. People, take the Falcons, lay the points. My next pick, the Patriots are giving 3 to the Bears in Chicago. Yeah, I'm giving the Bears another chance to screw me like they always do. But here's something. The Bears, I still think I'm not sold on. In fact, I know I'm not. But I love the Patriots. Their win this week against the Jets on Monday night is typical Bill Belichick football. All he did was focus on a huge game while all his circles was going around New York with Rex Ryan and beat the shit out of him. And what do his players do walking into the press conference? Not even thinking about it. Focused on the next game. Because that's what he does. And as for the team they beat, the Jets, they're not much different from the Chicago Bears because I think both teams are 3 plays away from being 7-6. Look at the Bears. Opening week, Calvin Johnson, should have been a touchdown, should have been a loss. Following week, fumble, the second time he did it, it would turn out in the season. Roy E. Williams, turnover, they get the game. And just last week against the Lions again, that bullshit unnecessary roughness call against Ndamukong Suh gave you the win. Look, people, all the Bears do is profit from other people's bad plays. In fact, the only person that's ever profited more than the Bears from other people's bad plays is William Shakespeare. I don't like the Bears. I love the Patriots. Take them. Lay the 3. My next pick, the Buccaneers are giving 2 to the Redskins in Washington. Really? Only 2? What don't you get about the Buccaneers? They beat bad teams, and the Redskins are a bad team. In fact, let's go over their 7-5 record. The Bucs have 5 losses against 4 teams: Atlanta, New Orleans, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore. And the average amount of wins for those teams is 9. They have 7 wins against the remaining schedule. And the average amount of wins for those teams is 3. What team do you think the Skins more approximate? The team with 9 wins? Right. Or the team with 3. And I know I did a lot of number crunching. And if you don't believe me, maybe you crunch some numbers for yourself on the Redskins. In fact, if you want all the data on all the teams that the Redskins have beaten in the past 2 months, you can find it all at TennesseeTitans.com. Because they stink. And so do the Titans. And you got to take the Bucs here and gladly lay the 2. Which brings me to my final pick, and you're in a hurry. It's about to be kickoff. The Ravens are giving 3 to the Texans in Houston. People, it's that time of year, December, when you're mailing Christmas cards, and the Texans are just plain mailing it in. They always do the El Foldo in December. And the Ravens always follow a tough loss with a big win. And Harbaugh's not going to make the same mistakes he made against the Steelers this past week. So look for Matt Schaub to realize something as Ray Lewis runs down his throat. Santa isn't the only one that rides his Blitzen deep into the winter. A lot of pressure on Schaub, and I'm telling you to take the Ravens. Those are my picks. This is my super kitty. Tristy Bear! Oh my God, you got the tape!